As a man, you may have gotten the message that it was not okay to be emotional. You may have heard things like, men don't cry, or boys don't cry, or that you need to be tough and emotions are a weakness, which is so not true, but it's no wonder that so many men struggle with being emotionally available. They're actually conditioned not to be. So today I'm going to be talking about how to become emotionally available for men, specifically for men who got a lot of that conditioning and who are now trying to open up and be more available in their relationships. So first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I am the Real Love Alchemist. I help you go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. So if you're interested in working one-on-one with me or checking out some of my other programs, click here on the description. So the other day I was reading an article in Psychology Today, and it was about normative male alexithymia. So alexithymia means someone who has difficulty identifying the emotions within themselves and also that others might be having. So what this normative male alexithymia means is that there is a subclinical alexithymia, difficulty with identifying emotions among many men and boys who are raised in these traditional norms. Norms that emphasize toughness, stoicism, and competition, and discourage the expression of vulnerable emotions. What this article was saying is that men not being able to identify and express their emotions is the norm. And it's not that inherently boys feel less than girls, it's how they're being conditioned, how they're being raised. So why would anyone, especially a man, want to become more emotionally available? Short answer, because it's where all the good stuff is. By becoming more emotionally available, you're able to connect with not just your partner, but everyone in your life. And that's where all the good emotions are. The love, the happiness, the feeling of warmth you get when you're in connection with someone. Not to mention, you're able to get support when you're not in a great place, when you're kind of down. You're able to experience what true emotional connection feels like when you're sharing your world with someone. It's such a beautiful feeling. There's so much richness in life that you can gain by becoming more emotionally available. And what I'm here to do today is encourage you to break out of those old stereotypes and norms of what a man should be, what they should look like. Because that's literally what they are. They are old stereotypes. Most women I know these days are looking for men who are able to be in touch with their emotions, men who are emotionally available. So if you want a relationship, this is the direction you need to move in. Let's back this train up and first talk about what emotional unavailability really is. In a nutshell, it's having difficulty connecting with your own emotions and the emotions of others. Here's how to tell some signs that you might be emotionally unavailable. If it's hard for you to figure out what you're feeling, like you might be feeling something but you really can't say what it is, that's a sign that you may be emotionally unavailable. If you have a pattern of keeping your emotions bottled up and not sharing them with anyone, that's another sign. Another sign you may be unavailable is that you're drawn to partners who are also unavailable because you get uncomfortable with someone who is a lot more emotional. Another sign you may be unavailable, you're overly focused on physical attraction. Like if you feel like you have to have the most attractive woman out there and you won't even consider anyone else, you may be emotionally unavailable. You always find a reason not to get close to someone. Like if you're finding a lot of things wrong with the people who you're dating, small things that most people would overlook, that's a sign you may be unavailable. You may be unavailable if you feel turned off or uncomfortable when interested people approach you. Like if all of a sudden when someone shows interest in you, you want nothing to do with them, that's emotional unavailability. Another sign is you hold back from sharing about yourself. Like you're not used to talking about yourself and it's actually more uncomfortable for you to talk about your life. And the last sign here, you have difficulty making a commitment. If choosing one person and settling down freaks you out, you likely are emotionally unavailable. So if you were able to say yes to a few of these things, then you probably are experiencing some emotional unavailability. And if you are, no judgment from me at all. I have been there too. What I want to make clear here is that this is not your fault. This is not some personal failing. You don't become emotionally unavailable out of the blue. It's a response to being hurt. It's a response to trauma. It's a response to abuse. So don't judge yourself here. This is not your fault. We can also become emotionally unavailable because it's what's familiar to us. Maybe in your family, the role models that you had, especially your father, maybe they were unavailable too. Maybe they weren't comfortable with expressing their emotions. So you learned that this is what a man is like. A man keeps things to himself. The good news about becoming aware of our own unavailability, now we can shift it. So let's get into it. How do you become more emotionally available as a man? The first thing you need to know is that becoming available will involve going through some discomfort. There's a reason why we're keeping everything in. It's either scary, painful, or uncomfortable to become aware of these emotions and then also to talk about them, to share them with other people. And in particular, as a man, you may experience judgment from other people, especially other men. And that's not fun. If that's happening to you, I want you to remind yourself that it's not cool anymore to be the tough, masculine guy. That's not what women are looking for, so ignore those comments and know that you're doing the right thing to have a healthy relationship. So the process of becoming more available, it's uncomfortable. It's not going to be a walk in the park. So if it's bringing up stuff for you, good. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. It's worth going through that discomfort, I promise you. Because once you're able to be more available and share your world with people, it feels so good. It's worth all of that discomfort. And it's actually tremendously healing for you, especially if you grew up with unavailability around you. When you're able to heal and be available yourself and form true, genuine connections with people, it's the greatest thing. So that's the first step. Understand that it's going to be uncomfortable, and that's good. That's exactly where you need to be. The second step here to becoming more emotionally available is to find someone or a couple people who you can start sharing with. This could be a really good friend who you trust. This could be a therapist. This could be a coach, a mentor, someone who you know is not going to judge you for having these emotions. Because becoming more emotionally available is a process of becoming more vulnerable with people, of being more intimate with them. And this is how you do it. You start by sharing your thoughts. You start by sharing how you feel. And you do this in baby steps. You don't need to start out with the most traumatic thing you ever experienced. Unless you're really going through something now and it would help to do that, you don't have to start there. Start with your honest opinion and feelings about something that happened to you. And when you first do this, like I talked about before, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. And you may even experience thoughts like, I shouldn't be doing this, or this feels wrong, or I'm gonna get in trouble. That's from all the conditioning you got as a boy growing up. Don't listen to those voices. It's not wrong. It's actually one of the most self-loving things you can do. And as you keep slowly, in baby steps, talking to people, you're going to be proving to yourself that it's actually okay to share, that it's safe to share with the right people. So you're starting to share yourself, you're becoming more vulnerable with people, and as you're doing this, you're gonna work through everything that comes up. And if you're already in a relationship with someone, you can share with your partner, and you can again do this slowly in baby steps. Share a little bit, work through whatever comes up, and by work through I mean just feel whatever comes up, and then the next time you share more. Here's a little disclaimer here. I touched on this a little bit before, but once you start opening up to your feelings and sharing more, usually more are going to come up. You may feel fear, you may feel a lot of pain, you may even feel disgust or shame. This is normal and it will pass. You may even be feeling that disgust and shame about the fact that you're having these emotions because of your conditioning. That is also okay. Don't be deterred. These feelings will pass. And I'll remind you again, the rewards are well worth it. Step number 3 here to becoming more emotionally available is healing from your past. This helps tremendously in being able to be more emotionally available because, like I talked about before, the reason why we become unavailable is due to painful or scary things that we experienced when we were younger. When you heal, you naturally become more available because you've released the weight of all of that heavy stuff that was holding you back from sharing and from feeling your emotions. Stuff like fear of getting hurt again, fear of being criticized, or fear of being judged. So when you heal, you love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the easier it is to feel your feelings and be open about them. This is one of the things I help my clients do in my 12-session Living Free Finding Love program. I help them release the specific emotional energies that are causing that difficulty with being emotionally available. It's a customized one-on-one program to help you release anything that's holding you back from being able to find real love, healthy love. And let me tell you, it works miracles. I also help my clients rewire any negative beliefs that they're carrying around about themselves, like they're not good enough, like that no one will love them, and also like it's not safe to feel. All of these things that are keeping them small and not connected to themselves. I call these subconscious blocks. And so when I release these subconscious blocks from my clients, they are able to be so much more available than they were in the past. And because they're available, they get available partners. Because emotionally available partners want to be with someone who is emotionally available too. So if you know you need help with becoming more emotionally available as a man and you want that one-on-one support, check out the link in the description to learn more about the program. So these are the 3 most important steps to becoming emotionally available. Understanding that it's going to be uncomfortable, going ahead and starting to feel your emotions and share with people, and healing from your past. Now, if you want to learn more about how to spot unavailability in other people, check out the video here.